John Beltran back with Dave Urick and Kersey. Jordan Smith called for the football on 3rd and 6, was tripped up by Tyson Larrick, a gain of 2 to the 44-yard line. And it's 4th down, and it looks like Platte Valley is going to bring on the punt team because they know that their defense has been terrific tonight. They've not allowed a first down.
Right, they're looking at putting the Diggers back up there against their own goal line. And by the way, on that play, Smith sent slot in motion, and then he just ran straight ahead with the little quarterback keeper. But the Digger linebackers are right there to make the play.
Ryan Smith, the punter, in his own 41, a high snap, and the ball is fumbled out there. He's going to pick it up. He's going to try to run with the football, and he's down back at the 35-yard line. The Bay Diggers with Brandon Rutherford and Joe Rosenbrock got back there off the errant snap. Was a little bit high off of Smith's fingers, and now the Bay Diggers again even position. Key point in the first quarter, 0-0 with 11:15 to go in the second.
Undoubtedly the biggest play in the game so far for the Diggers is the ball was just, it tipped his hand. I thought he was actually going to be able to bring it down and short and get the punt off, but it seemed like it was slow motion as he ran back there to get the football, and he had a hard time picking it up. And both the Diggers that were back there making the tackle, both of those got blocked pretty well, and they had to get off the ground and sprint back there to make the tackle.
1st and 10 for Brush at the Platte Valley 35-yard line. Backs in a 9. Now they're split. Connor Weiser and Tanner Morrow. Kukas to hand it off to Weiser, running left. He's got some yardage towards the 30-yard line. He pulls his way to around that 30, maybe to the 29, but we'll give him 5 yards. Before the right side of that Platte Valley line converged to make the tackle. Around the football was Aaron Olson from his linebacker position, but 2nd and 5, and that's what the Bee Diggers need.
Right, and what a great time to just start pounding that football after the letdown that Platte Valley has to be feeling, to come out and have the football ran right at them for 5 yards on the very first play. And that starts letting the air the balloon a little bit.
2nd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. The Bee Diggers wearing their road whites, Platte Valley, and all navy blue tonight. And there is a whistle, and the Bee Diggers call a timeout. And Shea Hansen about to check into the game. And that's something that Randy Greitz, frankly, hates, calling those unnecessary timeouts. I'm not sure if that was unnecessary because it looked like they were set at the line, but the Bee use their first time out.
Well, it would be nice if we could score first, in this game. That's a lot different than the last time we played down here when they put 21, almost 20 points up on the board. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was 20-0 in the first quarter.
Like in the first 5 minutes, it seemed like. So, this is a big difference, and it's critical that Coach Stretch gives his players that chance to get the breather. If they have so many guys going both ways, they need the breather to make sure they execute correctly and have all their ducks in the huddle.
Well, even though the Bee Diggers didn't pick up a first down in the first quarter, they won that first quarter, Dave. They're on the road. They're the underdog. The longer they stay in this game, it's to their advantage because Platte Valley, based on the records, is expected to win the game. But what did we say on the ride up? The Bee Diggers have beaten the Broncos 21 out of 23 times, and history and tradition can take over in big ball games like this. 2nd down and 5 for the Bee Diggers at the Platte Valley 30-yard line. After Brush utilized their first timeout, Shea Hansen is in motion to the left. Kukas with a long pitch to the outside, gets a block from Dylan French, but he's tripped up. In fact, the man that he blocked, somehow Sterling Zender, was able to get a piece of Tanner Morrow's leg, but he did gain 3 yards to the 32 and 3rd down and 2.
He just barely tripped him up. And like we said before, Platte Valley has everybody. If you at home could just see, they have everybody up there within 5 yards. And every once in a while, somebody jets back to show like they're going to have coverage with a free safety. But I really believe everybody's coming to stop the run.
Well, the Bee Diggers haven't thrown a pass yet. 10 minutes to go in the second. No score. 3rd down and 2 from the 32 of Platte Valley. Kukas to hand it off to Weiser up the gut. He's got a yard. There's a late flag, and the ball is fumbled. I think Platte Valley's got it, and Platte Valley does. Now, that's not the flag. That's the beanbag again. I'm sorry about that. Platte Valley recovers the fumble. That might have been Aaron Olson coming away with it at the 31-yard line, and it was, and the Broncos take over, but luckily in their own territory.
Yep, that's unfortunate because it seemed like Weiser, when he ran through there, he was running straight up and down, and the kid just hit him straight up and put a pretty good pop on him. And that's the second time Weiser's put the ball on the carpet tonight.
But the first time that fumble was lost, as the Bee Diggers did recover earlier in the game. There have been about 5 fumbles in this game. Shotgun formation, 1st and 10 from the 31. Platte Valley with a football on their own side of the field. Smith with the option left will take off with the football, cutting it back to the inside, breaks out several tackles, and is into the secondary across the 35 to the 39. He picks up 8 yards, but a bunch of those were gifts as C.J. Kukas made the tackle, and it's 2nd and 2, and as the Beat Diggers tackle like that, which is one of the rare times they've done tonight, they're going to be in trouble against this offense.
Yep, Jordan Smith did a good job there of being elusive, though. You know, when he ran that option to this side, he would stop and he just kept cutting back against the grain, and you saw a lot of diggers just diving in there. Guys were horizontal and leaving their feet, just trying to get a hand on him, and they just couldn't touch him.
2nd down and 2 from their own 39-yard line. Smith out of the shotgun will hand it off to Flott. 1st down right up the gut, tackled by Joe Rosenbrock at the 46-yard line. Gained 7 yards in the play, but the Broncos have picked up their 3rd first down of the game to none for the Beat Diggers as we approach the 9-minute mark of the 2nd.
You know, Flott's not very big. I think the program shows him only weighing about 140 pounds, but I'll tell you what, he runs in there. He's pretty elusive, and he's not very tall, but he's in there, and the Diggers just having a hard time, you know, being able to zero in and put a good hit on him.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Greg Mullen is there. Let Greg Mullen work with you to get the discounts you desire and the coverage you need. State Farm agent Greg Mullen trips to the left. 1st and 10 for Platte Valley at their own 41-yard line. Man resets in the backfield. Smith, play action, throws out to the left on a wide receiver screen, caught by Arnold, and he's going to be dragged out of bounds, but not after a gain of around 7. And there's a late flag as Bruce Melendez made the tackle. If that's against Brush, that's going to tack on an extra 15 because you don't normally throw flags that late that are 5 or 10-yard penalties. And it looks like they're going to be walking in the wrong direction. Personal foul against the Beat Diggers. So that amounts to about a 22 to 23-yard play, and that's exactly what the Beat Digger coaching staff has been preaching against.
They just had a little wide receiver screen out here where they started, like we said, they started with trips, and then they sent one of the trips into the backfield to try to distract the Diggers from looking at these 2 guys that were left out here. One of the receivers ran downfield and started making the block on our corner, and the other one just stood there with the ball, and Arnold ran tough after that.
1st and 10 at the Beat Digger 36-yard line. Resetting in the backfield is Zender. Shotgun for Smith. Option right. He'll take off with the football, cutting it back to the inside, dives across the 30 to around the 27 before Shea Hansen makes the tackle. But that's a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1, and now Smith is really reading that Beat Digger defense.
He sure is, and, you know, he's just doing a good, they're blocking our defensive end, and he's making good reads and seeing that guy's blocking. He's able to turn it upfield as they're double teaming down on our nose guard. So there's just a big hole over there for Smith to run through, you know, outside of the guard.
2nd and 1 from the 27 out of the shotgun. There's the handoff to Flott up the middle. 1st out of the 25, breaks the tackle at the 22. He spins to the 20, and he's down right there. It's a gain of 7, but again, positive yardage for the Platte Valley Broncos before Joe Rosenbrock made the initial hit.
Flott got 45 yards on 5 carries, and we're making it sound like he's running all over the Diggers, but remember, 29 of those were on that one run in the first quarter.
1st and 10, Platte Valley at the Beat Digger 20, no score, with 7:49 to go in the opening half. Flott is the lone setback. Smith is going to keep it himself, hit by Dylan French, breaks the tackle, spin to the 16-yard line, and he dives towards the 15 as Joe Rosenbrock finally takes him down. And he was also tackled around the ankles, looked like by Derek Lynch. It's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6, and you're right, the elusiveness, that much more yardage, Beat Diggers could have limited him to fewer yards.
Right. You know, that time French, he had a little bit too much penetration, so he had to tackle him from behind. And Jordan Smith, that's your advantage when you're running against the guy's grip in his arms, and he's just trying to hold on to it. It's going to be easy to break that tackle, and he did.
2nd down and 6 from the Beat Diggers 16. Arnold resets in the backfield. Option left, taking off with the football to Smith to the 13, to the 10. He dives. Rosenbrock makes the tackle, but he dove over the 10-yard line to around the 8. It's a gain of 8, 1st and goal for Jordan and the Platte Valley Broncos.
Jordan Smith's got 33 yards on 8 carries, and like that kind of set up with that I formation in the backfield, not something the Diggers have seen a whole lot of, and you can bet they were thinking run, and they made some good fakes in the middle, but Smith just kept it on that quarterback keeper over here to the left side.
They've only held the football for 3 minutes since recovering that fumble at their own 31-yard line. 1st and goal at the 8. Zender's in motion to the right. Smith out of the shotgun, rolls to his right, wants to throw, pressure coming backside, throws towards the end zone. The pass is going to be caught, I believe, for a touchdown. In the right corner of the end zone, it is caught by Marcus Walker, The 6', 161-pound senior tight end just behind that pylon, and on the 8-yard pass play, Platte Valley leads 6-0.
Well, it was a beautiful pass. I got to tell you, it was thrown right where it had to be. He threw it right over the front pylon, and the Walker was able to keep his foot in and maintain control of the catch. And now Platte Valley's coming out with a swinging gate look on their PAT attempt.
Yeah, Sterling Zender to attempt the extra point, and now he will not attempt the extra point. Let's see who does try the extra point. It'll be Alex Teckler, as they set up conventionally now. Awaiting the snap, it's down. Teckler's kick is right into the line of scrimmage. It ricochets off a beat digger, and it's no good. 6:38 to go in the opening half. It's Platte Valley 6, Rush nothing on 1010 KSRR and KSRR.com.